And they tried to use your lyrics from songs back then?
Yep.
Can you tell us about that, fam? I've never heard this.
Yeah. So they pulling up. So what it is, this is what it is. They're building a profile.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the profile, right? So they need to make it make sense to the judge to grant these warrants, to tap your phones, to do all these things. The lyrics is what they're using to back that with all the other information. And the other information, if my nigga, is not even like.
Yo.
Yeah.
We are back with another one, a special one right here. And like, we're trying to do different things when we do this content game right here. You know what I'm saying? We could do the regular run of the mill, sit down and have a powwow type shit. But I always try to push the edge here. You know, just like how man's getting a nice edge up a lineup right now. So for the people who are watching on YouTube right now, and for the people who are in the listening audience, we have the legend, the man, the myth, the man who's on tour, AKA the hardest out, RONEY in the motherfucking building. Hey.
Yeah, come on, we're in the place.
So what's going on, fam? You're here, and salute to the man giving you the lineup. That's Sloogie Madoogie. You know what I'm saying? This same brother that gives me my lineup on a weekly basis. You know what I'm saying? So we have something in common. You're on tour right now, fam. Hardest out tour. How's that been so far?
It's hard still. It's crazy. To be honest, like I expected it, but sometimes I don't. You know what I'm saying? Certain things, but it's March still. The marching on the place show you exactly how it's supposed to be done. Fam. You know what I'm saying? There's a bag on there. Everybody got to go get for that.
How many cities in are you right now?
So far, I think we're like 7 in right now, or something like that.
Okay.
6, 7. Oh, going hard.
Favorite city to perform so far?
That's a good one. Has to be in between probably. Yeah, it's fucking okay. So this is what it is. Watch this. So what? It depends on what you're talking about. Because like Thunder Bay, it was mud, and the thing was that it was like I didn't expect it, but that place was nice. The VIP was nice. The after thing was nice. Sault Ste. Marie, Mod, same kind of deal. But in Sudbury, I felt like the fans took it to another level too, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, it being at that big venue, we could have seen why it was such a big show. But the Thunder Bay and all that, they're a smaller venue and shit, but it was crazy. So it's like, I don't know, London, they were probably the loudest. You know what I'm saying? Like, Belleville, Peterborough was the most, I believe, so far, like the biggest crowd.
Yeah.
So it's like everywhere has their little perks, you know? Owen Sound was the smallest, and I swear to God, my nigga, you would have never thought, like, it was that much people, fam.
Owen Sound?
Owen Sound, fam.
Really?
The most random place ever. Turned it right up, flipped it upside down. They never seen something like that in their life. I swear to God.
Okay, so I want to stay on the tour for a second, like, because doing a show is one thing, like a one-off, but like to get into the zone to do a tour, I'm imagining would be a different thing. So what are you doing in preparation? Like, okay, we're going to be doing this amount of cities. Like, what's your mind state when you're going through that?
My word, fam. I'm definitely, you know what I'm saying? I'm in full state at all times, fam. Like, to begin with, that's all I did was trying to get myself to that point where I'm not actually thinking about it. I'm just going. And I tell everybody all the time, like, I'm just on go. Like, I don't know nothing. I'm not nervous. I'm not happy. I'm not mad. I'm just going. Like, I'm just doing what I got to do, fam. This shit, when I'm on the stage too, I notice it, like, I'm a whole different person. I'm zoned out. I'm completely zoned out, you know?
What about the set? Like, do you have like the same set for each city, or do you like specialize per city kind of thing? Like, you check the vibe type of thing?
Yeah, I specialize it. I switch it up. So I'm trying to like even do it a little bit more than I was, but just make sure like I'm catering to them the right way, right? I'm not just going off topic. But you want to get the best reaction. That's the thing too. Like every city is not going to be the certain city for certain songs and shit. Like, if you follow your algorithm, you'll even know that too, right? On like streaming platforms and shit. But yeah, I definitely try to make sure it's lined up.
So let's stop right there.
Pardon?
You just dropped a gem right there. You said if you follow your algorithm. So you're in the analytics, seeing what go on, what areas, what regions are fucking with you the most, no?
Yeah.
So can you break that down so it's like some people can get some game off of that, fam? Because that's really important to know that as an artist.
Yeah, like you gotta be checking your algorithm, bro. Like that's gonna show you everything. That's gonna show you where all your fans are, and like these are the people you're trying to get and cater to as well, right? And then it's gonna show you where you need help too as well, right? You can use it for both ways. Use it to know where you need to go harder in and where you have all the best fans, where you're able to say, okay, I'm gonna do a show there this week, but this city I might do it, this summer. You know what I'm saying? Go build my fan base there, whatnot. But if every artist kind of sticks to that little thing, like say you do a tour, you do 10 cities and you do your 10 top listened cities. It can't get no better than that. I don't think it can. You know what I'm saying? How is it going to get better than that? You can jump onto shit, which a lot of people do, and like you do a show that like you're opening for a man, and you get those big crowds. You're at these festivals, you get these big crowds, but it's like, I've done that, my nigga. It's not like, it's cool, and I'll do it again 100% all day, but this shit hits different, my nigga. Like when the whole crowd, you look at the crowd, everybody's singing your words, that's like, that's what you long for. Whether it's 200 people, fam, or 20, 1,000, 500, it's going to be way better,
No, that's smart, because when you set it up that way, and even when you break it down, everybody who's there, they're there to see you. And then whoever you bought as opening acts and different things like that. You know what I'm saying? So even with that, are you having opening acts from different cities opening for you, like different locals?
I kind of have the like, to be honest, I just been letting the promoter kind of deal with it. But it has been like that. I have Migs on it, Persia and shit. I've got YH out to a couple shows. So like, I'm just going with the flow on the fly, but it's I more or less just let the promoter deal with it. Maybe next time when I do a tour, I'm going to actually like curate the opening acts, you know what I'm saying? But this time I kind of just let it flow, right?
Yeah.
And it's been good too. These guys are hard, so it worked out,
And it's a learning process too, right? I'm sure you're collecting a lot of data from this to know what you're going to do for the next move.
Oh, 100%, fam. After like the first, second day, we already knew like areas where we could have cleaned up, So it's no problem,
There's one thing I seen on some of the footage. You dropped an exclusive in the footage. The boy YH back home, he was on the stage with you, bro. He's not here right now, but like, you probably could see his face, like with all this. What do you think he was feeling when he was like, yo, I'm on the stage and there's bare people out here going crazy for the homie RONEY?
Fuck, he's probably just thinking like where he was just fucking weeks ago, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the first thing that's gonna come to your mind, like, damn, like we did it, Remember, we were doing this from time, fam. Like, everybody thinks we're way older than we are because we started so young. Like, they're like, oh, I was listening to you when I was 15. I'm like, my nigga, I was 15. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were both 15, brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, like, we've been doing this for so long, fam. It's good to see it, like, it's still afloat, and especially when you have a man that's on the road, you're in jail, you don't know what's going on. The thing can be dying down, but there's a man that's keeping it alive,
Yeah.
It makes him like, it's inspirational. Respect, right? It's like, like you don't know,
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, and this last thing on the tour, what inspired you to put together a tour? Because nobody else is doing this right now, fam.
I've always wanted to do a tour, fam. I've been trying to do this from forever, fam. It's just things has been happening where I couldn't do it. That's all it's been. But yeah, once like I got an opportunity to do a show, that's what it was. It was a show. No, it actually was two of them. But then I was like, all right, I'll do it. I negotiated the price, everything, and then I figured out that it was a tour these guys were planning. And they had two of the shows with me on. So you just say, yo, what are you doing? But let's do a whole RONEY tour, I'm like, yo, fuck it. Let me take all the dates, cut all your guys who you're trying to get on the show, and you're trying to do a show with RONEY, show with this guy, that guy. I said, fuck everybody. I'm doing every show. I'll give you my price, and don't know. So that's how it started.
Yeah. So even with you, like you mentioned in this conversation here, like how you were like super young when you first started dropping music, right? Is that why you're have the mentality of putting out albums? Because you're still somebody who puts out full bodies of work, right? Like, is it because of the stuff from like just knowing that old school, not old school, but just from back in the day mentality of putting out full projects, or is it just something that you got to get off your chest type of thing?
Not really. Still, like, I've done it. You can say that because I've always done it. So it's like, yeah, I've been doing it. But like anybody that's in contracts and shit, you know, this is the contract. I have distribution deals. So even if I didn't want to, I have to drop my albums to make it make sense, first of all. But I feel like it just comes natural to me. I never thought of it as like an old thing, a new thing. I always thought, like, even if I didn't have my distribution deals, I would have still been dropping albums. It just wouldn't be like the way it is, like, where like, okay, I have to do this much this time, you know what I'm saying? More or less, I'll just do what I do, right? But yeah, I think albums, I don't know why people don't drop albums, to be honest. Like, it's because a lot of artists, my nigga, they're like, they only have a certain amount of bangers, you know? They don't know. They're like, fuck, like, I don't want to drop everything one time in an album. I got to drop single by single to let it get shine, whatever. Me, fam, I just go, fam. I'm not into the If I do a banger today, I think I'm not sitting on it. Sometimes it could be to your detriment, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the end of the day, fam, it's been working. And like, you just got to work, fam. That's it. And if I drop a tune and it's a banger and I'm like, fuck, I could have like waited, did more with it, it makes me even want to go harder for the next tune. I never get complacent, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm always constantly just dropping, you know? So I think everybody should be doing that.
How much tunes do you have though, fam? Because like, sometimes I see some weeks, I go on YouTube and you drop so many YouTube videos that I miss sometimes. I'm like, holy shit, you dropped last week? Fuck. Like, how much tunes do you have in the vault? Or are you just like consistently making tunes and dropping them?
I have like, probably right now like 200 or something. But the thing is that when I'm active, right, I'm on tour, I'm just going in easy more, you know? Mm-hmm. When I'm in the zone, I'll be in the zone 12 months straight. Banging out like 7-8 songs a week on minimal timing. Like, wow, minimal timing. Like, I'm just living my life, my best life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Minimal timing. I'm banging out like 7 to 10 sometimes every week. So you do the math. It's like, I gotta keep up with myself by dropping. So like, like I have to drop this much to keep up with my own self. It's out of hand. If I sit, I have to go to the studio, and the next thing you know, I have 20 songs and I didn't even drop a track yet. Yeah. Of the old 20. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It's I don't know, it comes easy, right? I just go in the studio, I do a quick time. So yeah, man.
I feel like you even ramped up from when you first came home. Like when we first had our conversation on FaceTime a few years ago on the podcast, right? You were fresh home. And you had the first day out tune, and you had a few other tunes out, and like you're hitting the ground running. But I feel like you actually turned up and started doing more. Am I right about that?
100%.
What inspired that?
Let's see. I got better. That's one thing. But I feel like, I don't know, the competition, bro. There's people doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm involved. Like, yo, what's going on here? Like, everybody's dropping tracks. I'm not dropping something. What do you mean? Yeah. So like that too always kept me, like, even from the beginning, like, people don't know, like, you're just feeding the beast, fam. Like, the more you do, the more I do. No matter who you are, my friend, my enemy, it doesn't matter who you are. Like, you're dropping, I'm gonna look at that and say I need to drop that. I'm just like that, like friendly competition, but like it's always on. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. I can see 5 different mans drop a tune, and that makes me say like, yo, I need to drop 5 tracks. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But it's 5 different mans, but I'm on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I actually tried to do that too. Like, I noticed that I was doing 1 a month, and I wanted to do more. Like, it's just a decision, just like, yo, let's do more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's funny that you mentioned competition, because when you first were like dropping videos, like let's say like the early, even like not the first times, like in the mid times, like 2014, 15, those times, like when like there was Toronto rappers who were getting love on YouTube, the competition wasn't as crazy. There wasn't as many people. The gram wasn't as hype, right? So now that the scene, what do you think about the way that the scene is now? Because it's way different from when you first started, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's way more young boys now. That's the thing. Because there was a lot of rappers. Every hood had like, you know, some famous rapper, but they were all like older, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now it's like they're starting young, you know? Like, yeah, we kind of started that wave too, right? Not saying niggas followed it. Probably they did, but we were one of the first ones to come out that young, and that's facts. Like, you can't rewrite history and miss that one. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think it's amazing, fam. Scene is good, fam. I think what it is better than it's ever been. No one can say that. I think it's at its best place. You know what I'm saying? And musically too. I don't see, whatever. There's 1-2 things or whatever, but like musically, it's good. It's fine to me. You know what I'm saying? And niggas are blessed. There's a lot of niggas rapping. I feel like way more. And actually, it's way better, fam, because you know how much niggas actually out the streets because of this shit, fam? Back in the days, it wasn't like that, fam. These guys were rapping. They were still in the same neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? All day. Nowadays, you don't find that, fam. Niggas are like, by the time they drop a 1-2 tune, 2-3 years, they're only in the hood for videos, bless the place, give out some money and shit. They don't need to be there no more, you know? So I think it's blessed. And everybody's making legit dollars because of Spotify, all of that. It's like, you have no choice, fam. The money's coming in. What are you going to do? You're going to sit there, you're going to spend it well. And once you see that money's doing better than the other money, you slowly stop caring about that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's good.
Nah, man, I'm really glad that you even touched on something like that, because that's important jewels for the people who watch y'all and listen to y'all music and stuff like that. They be thinking like, don't get me wrong, there's people who still got to do their thing and all that, but like they just think that them are just out here just taking every chance, shooting everybody every fucking day, not realizing mans are in the studio looking at this like a business that you can, every time you put out another song, that's another asset that you can get money from the streams and stuff like that. Like, you have to be spending time on that, no?
100%, fam. That's what it's all about, fam. You're gonna come on this internet shit and do what? You know what I'm saying? My mom told me from the beginning, you gotta choose up, fam. I'm with you, but you gotta choose up, brother. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you cannot be on the internet acting crazy and being crazy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like calculate your movements, right?
Yeah.
And that's when you see not everybody knows that, you know? So you see what happens to them, right?
No, for real. And even like, just to get a little deep for a second. First, I want to say condolences to you for the passing of your moms. You know what I'm saying? I seen that you had posted it on the gram and stuff like that. And I lost my mom about 2 years ago, and it was a big deal for me. You know what I'm saying? With me, it started getting me deeper into my creation, right? What about with you? Like, when it comes from the artistic standpoint, you know what I'm saying? What do you feel that loss did when it came to your art?
I've always been deep, so I don't know. Maybe it made me a little bit more deeper with my music and shit. It's different. Shit's different now, you know. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's real, because we all, as you know, as artists and people who are putting out music and stuff like that, we collect so much data from our life. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like with you, you're not a rapper who just raps about, like, you have your songs that are just about rah, but you have songs about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When you're making the songs that are like deeper songs, right? Are you in the studio writing them in the studio, or are you like, yo, I just came up with this at home, yo, I gotta fucking get this off my chest?
I never write at home no more still.
Okay.
I barely ever do. It's like rare to get me to do it now. I just write everything at the studio. I go with the vibe, you know? Like, I don't even plan it. Like,
are you still writing it, or are you going and punching in? Because like a lot of guys are doing that now.
I do both still. I do both, you know? It depends on how I'm feeling. Like, for me, it's like if I get the writer's block, I just do the punching. But the punching is good because you get some saucy shit, but like, I'm a lyricist, right? I like to calculate what I'm going to say. Like, I like to write it out. That makes me feel better about the track. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I build the beats from the ground too, right?
What's up, y'all? Make sure you like, comment, and share these videos, and make sure you subscribe right now.
Okay, so let's continue. And just bring that mic a little closer to you there, brother. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Roney just finished up the lineup. He's looking crisp. He's ready for another show on the Hardest Out tour tonight.
Yeah.
Right? You got the homie here to the right. Give the people your name.
Finch, man. That's Big Finch in the cut, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Finch 380 in the cut.
Tell them, fam.
Yeah, on Instagram, Finstein, follow the link, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Follow all the channels, you know, the platform. Make sure you subscribe, like, hit that bell, ding!
Okay.
You know what it is.
And even like we were talking a little bit behind the scenes, you say you're involved in some community stuff and all that as well, right?
Yeah, I've been involved in community redevelopment and all the stuff that's been happening in the community. So, you know, always plan away because that's where we were, you know, so try to change the different experience for the youths that are coming up and try to give them more opportunities, right? Because if you give them more opportunities and choices, right, the other youths are going to lead to different ways. If they only see certain stuff and only see artists and only see basketball players, those are the only thing they're going to think available to them. If you bring certain avenues to them, like, you know, being a manager, being a producer, you know, just not think about just being the artist alone.
Yeah.
It comes a long way and show them different avenues and different, you know, it's the same shit. They always say, yo, if you can run a gang, you can run a business. And that's what I always try to do with these guys. Instead of just, you know, being in the streets and not making any money. Like I was saying before to you, like showing them ways, like merch, like everybody, all the suburb kids wants to buy and do that stuff. So that's why I kind of just bring to the table. And working with this kid, it was like, fuck, it's a dream. Like he went away and I was like, yeah, right, there's no way. There's nobody else. Like, I'll wait.
Yeah.
He's the realest, fam.
And you got the classic t-shirt on right now. Don't get close t-shirt.
Yeah.
A young RONEY on there. Holy. That's a classic pick. I find out when you look up yourself, RONEY, on Google and you put images, that's one of the first images that pop up, eh?
Yeah.
That's crazy, fam.
The tour merch, that's what it is right now.
Okay.
Selling a lot of merch on tour. Shout out to the fans that have been supporting. You know? Everybody has been supported from day one. Shout out to them, you know? Rest in peace to all the guys, them. You know, free up all the guys, them. I have to say that.
For sure.
You know?
And even with you, RONEY, like, how is it like seeing people rocking the merch and like even like fucking with the movement? Like what's that like when you're looking into the crowd and you see people like really fucking with it, fam? Like what's the feeling going through your mind, bro?
Fuck, the dream come true, fam. You know what I'm saying? They know what time it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's good, fam. Like them, I feed them just as much as they feed me, you know what I'm saying? So it's good, fam. Like these guys know, man. Like you talk to my fans, they'll tell you, bro, like this guy is lit, my nigga. Like, fam, my meet and greets are turned. We're doing the most, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like when I see that, it's like, it makes me know that like what I'm doing, it's worth it. Like, and they respect that, I respect them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I deal with my fans different. Like every fan that comes to me and tells me, yo, like, most artists don't do it the thing like you know what I'm saying? Like, you're actually like human. You're still human, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you know what I'm saying?
What's one of the biggest things that you've learned? Two-part question, actually. What's one of the biggest things that you learned from the touring so far?
You gotta be organized. Keep your shit on the roll, you know what I'm saying? And like, I learned too that like, fuck, I'm a blessed guy still. I'm really blessed, you know? And I make sure I walk with faith, and you know what I'm saying? So I know what I'm doing, right? And it's good. It makes me know like you have to put yourself out there to like test yourself out, you know what I'm saying? So like, I think, yeah, fam, I know everything's good, fam. Organization has always been the one thing that became a problem. If there was ever any problem, it would have been a little bit of organizing, but that's soft, you know?
And like the second part of that question, what have you learned even from being a young man in the music industry? Like you came out like doing your thing from when you were a youth, right? To like where you are now. Like what's one of the main things that you feel that you've picked up from this game?
You can't stop. You can't stop. It sounds cliche, right? Everybody says it, bro. And a lot of people saying it and they're not even doing it. Like, you have to go hard, fam. Like, figure out what people are doing, what's going on, do better, do more. Who gives a fuck what's going on?
Yeah.
If you listen to people, fam, you're cooked. That's it. Done.
Good publicity, bad publicity is all the same shit, you know?
Good shit, fam.
Our genre that we're in, it's always going to be bad publicity. So there's good and bad. There's one thing I learned from a couple of artists. They always say when I ask them about like violence and bad and like the same thing that we spoke about Friday. And they always tell me, yo, there's violence in everything. There's violence all around, you know?
Look at the world, fam. I was just telling them the other day, like, my nigga, everything's run like a gang, fam. The governments, the armies, the countries, even in corporate, it's just the corporate is different, right? They're not packing
all
mans,
that knowledge.
but it's real shit. No, this is knowledge, man. It's real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's every single way. It's the same shit. You got your ops. You got this, that.
the
There's
word
reasons
that
why
needs to
they're your
describe it.
ops. Like there's no just reason. Oh, America's not just bombing Afghanistan for no reason, fam. There's something that happened. Oh, this man's not packing this man in the streets for no. Like there's something that really happened. Like, oh, this innocent person got hit, but and it's the same shit with that. It's the
Innocent
same kind of
civilians.
shit, fam. Civilians are affected. Moms, dads, the people that's doing it, the scumbags, the real niggas. Everybody gets cooked.
But the law
Always,
gets to
fam.
choose to target us as a people, which is like, we're the one in the news as,
Yeah. Even with that, like, just the stuff that's going on with all these cases in Atlanta, right? The Atlanta DA is, like, she already took the whole YSL guys, and they're saying that they're using some lyrics to, like, say that they're gangs. It's happened here.
happened to this guy.
This happened with you too, King?
Yeah. Oh, the wiretap.
What?
It was like an organized crime project thing.
And they tried to use your lyrics from songs back then?
Yep.
Can you tell us about that, fam? I've never heard this.
Yeah. So they pulling up. So what it is, this is what it is. They're building a profile.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the profile, right? So they need to make it make sense to the judge to grant these warrants, to tap your phones, to do all these things. The lyrics is what they're using to back that with all the other information. And the other information, my nigga, is not even like, it's crazy shit, but it's the slow. All right, let me give you an example. In 1997 or something, I was like 3 years old. My Dukes lost our IDs and all that shit. And she made a police report to them to say, oh, find the IDs. That was that was a part of it. Me going to children's aids when I was a little kid and shit, going to foster homes and all that. That was in it. So all of this stuff is just to show the judge a background. Like, look, these things are always going on. These things are going on with his life. Yeah. His house got raided when he was 10. This happened, that. Like, and then they build this profile and they say, on top of that, he's doing this, saying these things in the lyrics. And then on top of that, fam, they're gonna use that to identify you by your voice or whatever, or maybe your name. You know what I'm saying? So I was saying like, RONEY, you know what I'm saying? I can talk like this now because like all that's over. But like I'm saying, yo, it's RONEY, you know, the Ron Dog, all that. Then boom, they get the phone. They say, yo, RONEY. Somebody says RONEY. So they put the thing, they play the video in court. They say, he says he's RONEY. The person on the phone says RONEY. Then boom, they'll play a combo with your mom, say your government. And say, look, it's the same voice as the guy they're calling RONEY. Is this guy they're calling the government name? It's the same guy in that video. They bring the flyers to your show. Bing, big RONEY on the fucking shit. Big ugly RONEY. Now they're like, yeah, that's the guy.
And the prosecutors, what they do is, like, I remember going to this guy's court cases. What they do is they take the songs and they dissect it. So they take certain little parts of it. So they'll be like, oh, here he's saying, a certain side or a certain demographic of Toronto, but not playing out the full track where he's actually bigging up everybody, right? So they kind of like pick and choose in the song where they want to take to use as evidence to be like, oh, to tie his song towards whatever activity they're trying to accuse these artists of, like these creative artists of,
That's crazy because even like, and salute to the OG Turk, right?
Big OG,
we had a conversation a couple of years ago now, and he said that they used 13 of his songs in his case.
He was my co-accused on the case.
Wow.
He was my co-accused on the case.
So they were using both of you guys.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, fam. Yo, it's a dirty game out there, eh?
It's dirty, fam. It's not a joke, my nigga. Like, that shit that I've been through was ridiculous. Some of the worst shit ever. You know what I'm saying? I got framed and everything. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing that the Lord's there, you know what I'm saying? So everything went well, right? But
back, man.
A lot, you know what I'm saying? It's down bad, fam. You see, you know what I'm saying? You see what happened, fam, you know what I'm saying? But that's the streets for you, right? So it's just down bad, right? Like, there's a way to dodge it. See, Turk, fam, Turk's a real nigga, fam. Like, he knows, like, he's a man that can feed me some gems as well. Like, I talk to him and shit too, right? So he knows, like, you know what I'm saying? It's serious.
Let's even get real with this shit, like, cause you mentioned Turk and like he's an OG that's giving you gems, right? Is there enough of that going on these days?
Not at all, fam.
And
I can name like
why
this
not,
nigga,
though?
Turk and shit, and like Tyke too. You know what I'm saying? Tyke's all the way to Aruba. You know what I'm saying? But he be trying to spit some gems every time he gets a chance and shit. For the most part, fam, it's not like that, fam.
But why not? Like,
I don't
why
think
isn't it
niggas
like
know.
that anymore?
I don't think niggas know.
It's generational.
I feel like
gap,
if niggas
you know?
knew certain things, they would probably say it. But niggas don't know, fam, and there's proofs in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? I don't think niggas know what's going on.
And that's it too. It's the proof. There's no success story. Like, where are we saying like this guy did all this, did that, and then look where he is now? Usually it's like look where he is now. He's either locked or dead. So that's a crazy. Like I look for it all the time. I'm like, where's the success story that people are always go to? Because everybody gravitates to this lifestyle. Where's the goal? Like, who's the guy that they're supposed to be? You know? So there's that too. So I guess.
So are Toronto rappers using Drizzy Drake as the example of like how to become successful?
Kind of, for sure, probably.
For sure.
But I don't feel like it's like
the culture is
unanimous.
The culture is serious, fam. Like, I just found this out years ago, man. Just a few years ago, fam. You know what I'm saying? I'm 27. I found this out a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? The culture is serious stuff. It's a little trap. You gotta wiggle your way. Like me right now, I'm in a position, fam, where like I'm at a point where like I'm able to do what I gotta do with just this music, and I'm able to get through and see Wagwan, but still able to spit these gems to show Wagwan, because a lot of it is just a trap, fam. Like the reason why it's a trap, like there's too much people that aren't doing it and aren't with the shits and aren't on that are trying to act like that for no reason. You have no business doing this, man. You know what I'm saying? From when I was a little kid, that's always been it. Like I grew up treacherous, like the real treacherous. Like anyone could have seen this and already said, oh, duh, that makes sense. A lot of people, it don't make sense. They're like, "Fam, what are you doing?" Oh, because of the culture. You want to follow the culture so bad. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, niggas is feeding it. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? There's a give and take from it, and there is a market for it, because if it stops, then the industry is just gonna put fake plants, Soldier Boys, and 6ix9ines, and they're gonna run the show doing the Fuga shit and make it worse. Because then now these kids are gonna grow up not knowing the real code. They're gonna snitch. They're gonna do all these things. It's not gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the way is there. It's gonna never stop. But somebody's got to show the way. But a real people got to show the way. Not these. You can't get an industry plant and everybody's following that guy. That's not gonna make sense. But at the same time, niggas don't want to be super promoting this shit. But shit's gonna go on anyways. They're gonna make gangster movies. It's just it, fam.
Violence
We all
and
love
everything.
it. Yeah, violence and
Video
everything, man.
games.
So it's like,
At the same
just
time,
gotta maneuver the thing. You gotta maneuver the thing. If there's a group of niggas that know what they're doing, are able to maneuver and think, they'll be all right. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, with the experience, I think that's a lot to do with the experience of older guys reaching out to the younger generation and kind of guiding them. It's kind of like a glitch, because younger generation are, you know, they're on it. They're kind of like, you know, they're doing their thing. It's different than us back in the days that we just on the weed and everyone's like, yeah, it's a different generation. And you don't know young guys taking no talk from no older guy. Like I know this guy from like young when he first move over, when they're doing the revitalization, they all the region people were getting scattered, and he just happened to end up on my block. And I was like, yo, I took a liking for this guy. Like he's a cool youth, and he kind of reminded me of myself growing up. And I was like, yeah. And he started doing music and shit. So I was just like, I connected to his mom before I even knew him, you know? And then, we just started kicking it from there. And it's, yo, buddy, it's been ups and downs, but it's our ups and downs. You know, there's not nobody else's ups and downs. So it is what it is. A bit through enough shit, like even on tour, fam, you know, much things reach us, it's just because people don't know, like.
Fam, the mind's a very powerful thing, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta conquer it, fam. You will be, things will happen, fam, from the beginning. It's gonna happen. You're gonna get, you're gonna fucking marshal, you're gonna be cheat. Stuffs will happen. You will have to do treacherous shit. You gotta maneuver the thing. It's the mind, fam. It's not even about, like, for me at least, I don't know about other people, but like, from a kid, I'm growing out of this, call it trauma or whatever you wanna call it, but like, this angry, like, you know what I'm saying? The systematic, institutionalized bullshit. You know? Just jumping out of it, but I understand that's the reason. It's not the reason because I thought, oh, this is sick, it's cool. No, it's because I'm just like that cooked where like nothing matters. I'm involved, like Wagwan. You know what I'm saying?
So
but
what was
the
thing that made click in your mind, like, okay, I got to start doing something different?
This is when I got out of jail. Because I was in jail. It was like the last year where I started to fix up. You know what? I was trying to get parole. You know what I'm saying? So like, I started to move a little bit better. Then I realized, yo, I'm moving better. Everything's blessed. I stopped banning niggas. I banned niggas from my cell. I'm not getting searched. No, I'm like, life's been great. I'm like, ever since I've been telling niggas, yo, bro, I'm not moving bait. Like, certain things, like I had a lot of rules, you know what I'm saying, where like, I just said, okay, I'm sticking to these rules, and that was it. Like, niggas would come to my cell and stand and look, and they're like, yo, can I come in? Like, and only 1, 2 youths, and they'll see certain man in there. Oh, why is he in there? Because he's a mesquite. He can come in the cell to get a fucking package. I can sell him a fucking package of hot chocolate because he's a mesquite. I'm doing that right on the table so they can see we're only trading food, okay? You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't, they're coming in and they're saying, what are we doing in here? So once I started doing that, fam, life's been good. Boom, I touched road. I'm on parole, 2.5 years, fam. I was in the halfway house for a year, in the halfway house. So think of how you have to move in the halfway house. You just get used to it. You're like, you know what? This is all right. Like, maybe I do need to fix up and switch it up, because moving cooked and moving God and thinking you're above everything is not gonna work, man. Yeah. And you're just gonna keep going through fucked up shit, man. It's never stops. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. And look at me now, I'm turned up.
Yeah, fam. It's weird like that, right? Because at first we're like, nah, man, you're trying to tell us this because you're just, y'all are part of that fucked up system, and, that way of life, it looks nerdy and wild sometimes, right? But then when you start doing certain things, like I was telling y'all behind the scenes, I was working corporate. I was on parole doing it. But my life started like, saying, oh shit.
But nigga,
I'm not looking over my shoulder, everything,
man can't chat to me, fam. It's bad, fam. You will never witness it in real life, you know what I'm saying? Real life is not a game. Niggas don't, anybody can't tell me nothing. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. I'll go swim with dolphins tomorrow. I'll do whatever I want. I'll go jet skiing. I'm about to go jet skiing.
Hanging out with the cheetahs.
I do whatever I want, fam. Yeah.
Didn't I see hanging out with a cheetah or with a tiger?
Yeah, come on, fam. We're with tigers and cheetahs. We're living life, fam. When niggas are just bored, fam, and desperate and angry. They're hungry.
To go see the world.
They never ate all day. They're so mad. They're cheesed. Everything's going on. It's just bad, fam. They don't have no wallet to do the real things.
That's what I think, though. They're stuck in the sand. Like, enough of the artists in Toronto, like, they think that Toronto was like, enough of that, like, oh, this guy, I wish he could travel to the States, but now he's working on his travel so he can go other places. But he's already starting to see even Canada. Canada's a big place. Enough things go on there. Nothing, We're touring just Ontario. Look at that. Like,
you gotta do what you want.
We're gonna go west. We have look how those west show coming. You
gotta do whatever you want, fam.
The world's a big place, bro. You don't even have to
tour wherever you want, show wherever you want, do whatever you want, fam. We're all gonna die anyways, fam. And then
something was promised.
Say, oh, you never did nothing. Nah, fam. Do whatever the fuck you want. Don't let nobody tell you shit.
Facts.
I don't let no one tell me
Facts.
shit. If I listened to people, I would have never did Forget About Me.
Yeah.
Ever. I would have never done, so much tracks I would have never done, fam. I would have never switched up this whole style, trap star, all that. People, rock star thing.
Old RONEY,
my nigga, suck your dukes, fam. I'm gonna do the rock star thing.
And that's the thing,
get all
too.
the fans. They're gonna follow to the show. Yeah. And when I sing
and
they're all gonna sing along and go mad.
Yeah.
And then
actually buy your music.
Tell me what.
This fan is not niggas that wants to have an opinion. They're not gonna buy your music. Yeah, they're gonna download it, like whatever. But this guy actually, for a Toronto artist, he has a fan base that he has to actually feed. None of these people have like monthly listeners. He has a fan base that he actually feeds that literally say, yo, your music saved my life. I see it on tour. I'm with this guy every day.
That's crazy.
I'm talking 1, 2, 3. His fan base is just different. They're crying like, yo, you know how much time you saved my life? Like, I don't hear that from no
fam, I give them that real shit, fam. The pain, that saucy shit, that gangster shit, that everything, and everything's authentic. Like, this is the real deal. Like, you're getting the real deal. I do not pre-write my shit. I go to the studio, I tap in. That's it. I meditate. You know what I'm saying? I try to be in flow state. That's what I'm on. I'm on some like different type of shit, some monk shit. So whatever you're getting, that's just what it is.
You're getting the real.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you a girl tune. That's because that day, I guess I was feeling like I wanted to be in love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's real, man.
Chris Reezy going easy. Yeah.
Last couple questions. And I'm gonna go back to the tour. Because you got tunes like Don't Go There, which go crazy and has ridiculous amounts of views I've seen on YouTube, right? What's one of the biggest tunes that you see go off in a show? I'm assuming Don't Go There, but I might be wrong.
You
let me know. Like, what's the tune that...
Forget About Me, fam.
Forget About You, that's the one?
That's the one. And then, like, Go There goes mod. They do go mod, for sure. And they all sing along. But for something about Forget About Me, fam. I look in the crowd, girls and guys.
Yeah, it's the girls.
Forget About Me. I'm like, yo, mod, fam. Like they love it so
Screaming.
much, fam. It's crazy. That one and even Trap Star. Shorty, she been thinking I'm a rock star, trap star, keep a AR, hit him fire here, now I'm fire. They love that. I'm like, I didn't even expect that one, to be honest, but I should have, because it has like 1 million streams on Spotify and shit too.
And that's the thing with touring too. You find out like what song resonate. Like we did different sets and we were doing sets and we thinking, yeah, set 2 is gonna be the craziest shit. And then when you go to some places when you have like just white fans, they don't really know that. They're going hard off the Forget About Me and they're going hard off the Gold Digger and going hard. And then when you go to certain areas, then you have these youths that are about it, you drop set 2 and they just uproar. It's just different feelings. So
it's
that
crazy.
energy, bro,
I didn't know
actually,
that, fam. My legendary
something
ones,
that you
like
learn
Seen It
on tour.
All,
You only learn that on a
like
those
Seen
type
It
of
All,
experience,
Won't Sleep, and all these ones that are my legendary ones. Like everybody says you're legendary for some reason. Overall, those ones aren't hitting as much as the new ones. Nowhere near. It's not. I don't know why. It's not. The crowd, like I'm doing Seen It All for the first 5 seconds. Oh, my joint.
Maybe
And then,
Hamilton.
like, while I'm rapping it, they're like,
Hamilton, you know?
okay, like that music's done. So when people are telling me, oh, you need to go back, we want this rundown, you're lying. You're trying to set me up. That's what you're trying to do. Set me up for failure. So I can be one of these guys they say is old and he's done and he's washed up.
Yeah.
That's what you want me to do.
Not selling music.
Yeah, they're trying to mash me up, fam. I'm gonna do anything I want to do. And I still do that music too.
Yeah.
But it doesn't bring in as much as this music. This music's giving me the fans, the income, the feeling, the electricity in the crowd, all that. I can't be sitting there rapping. I'm not Jadakiss, fam. I'm just sitting there rapping all day. No, I gotta sauce them. You have to sauce them. This is fucking 2022. It's crazy.
Going into 2023, fam. Listen, fam, I think what we learned from this conversation that we had here is that you gotta listen to yourself. I think we can all agree that you gotta listen to what you got going on in your heart and go with that. You know what I'm saying? I think that we can put a pin on this conversation, knowing that everything that we've learned from what you've been going through on tour, how you've been feeling throughout the last few years, and your upbringing and everything, is that you got to go with what you got in your gut and in your heart. You know what I'm saying? As far as like what's going on next, what do we have? What can we expect from RONEY next?
More shows. I'm gonna start working on another album. I just dropped Orphan, so sitting on that for a little bit, but. More shows, more videos. I'm trying to switch it up a little bit too. Yeah. Getting some vibe. I'm about to be all around the world traveling now, so it's about to be bad. So I'm about to be doing international shit.
Some documentaries and something, because we're gonna try get into that, some medias, and stretch that whole brand that Don't Get Close and stretch it across and do even some podcasting. You never know.
Hey,
like vlog. I'm gonna have to vlog when I start traveling.
So we're missing out some important.
I'm gonna do every country in the world. Yeah, I'm trying to travel every. So maybe I just do a whole vlog thing. Start that up too. Do whatever I want to do.
What do you call it again?
RONEY Travels. RONEY Travels.
Eh? Listen, fam.
Money.
I'll let your boy. I'm a pretty good producer out here. You know
Come on, fam. I need someone to work with too. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
This is all just in the head, huh?
Dope. Listen, man, I really appreciate you forwarding over here to the Visionary Arts Center, having this conversation with me. This is exclusive and a special conversation. I think the people are really going to enjoy this, all right? Give the people your social media, both of y'all. The social medias, anywhere we want the people to find you, music, everything.
DGC Ron Dog on Instagram. It's RONEY, RONEY, for all streaming platforms, YouTube, all of that. Yeah, that's what it is, man.
Okay.
Yeah, you already know it's Finch380 at Finch, FYNCH 380 on Instagram and all different platforms. Shout out the guys, everybody that we forgot to shout you out, so don't feel small.
Come on, man. Shout out the man that you see.
Everybody.
You guys see H touch road.
Shout out the guys.
He's about to start snapping, you know?
Big up.
It's about to be serious. Yeah, he has some crazy tracks in the vault.
I have to shout out people like the real OGs that are in the game that you guys relate to. Like, shout out mans like Chaps,
Okay.
Eyes,
Chaps.
Media,
Chaps
and
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson, those guys.
Holy.
It would be disrespectful if we came here and didn't even say though, because we know those are like your old linky. Those are the guys that we, like they've been. So we kind of have to do that, because I learned shit from those guys, and I have to say it because that's all they even ask for. So sometimes the generational gap that we talk about with young guys, and it's just, they don't really want no money or nothing. They just want to know that, we came from something. So shout out Brass Tacks,
Yeah.
media,
Salute.
all those people that, that came before us. And, respect to the guys that's before us and respect to the guys that's going to be after us.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, we're in here kicking down doors.
Yes,
Don't get
sir.
close.
Don't get close. Another exclusive one in the vault right here. Big salute to everybody who's been tuning into this. Make sure to hit the subscribe. All right, don't be freaking playing with us over here with this content. All right, and like this and share this to a friend and let the people know. Say that the We Love Hip Hop Network.
Like, share, subscribe, ring that bell.
You know what I'm saying?
We live say like, share, subscribe, my nigga. We love hip hop. We're in the place. You know how it gets down. It's Rone Dog, Big Dog. Shut it off.
Scene, and we off of this.